What's going on, guys? This is Larry MF White, and I am super excited to come with you guys with a little pop-up here. So, James Jensen out of
North Dakota.
Valley City, North Dakota. What's the population in Valley City, North Dakota?
We have 6,500 people.
6,500 people in Valley City, North Dakota. So this is really interesting because, I actually just contacted James last week for the first time that we've ever met. And I was reading actually an Inman News article. And for those of you who don't know, Inman News, it's one of the largest real estate publications in the country. And I was reading this article because we are in such a different time right now. We can't show homes. We can't take people to see homes. People are like, man, I don't want people in my house because of all of this. And the article that James was featured in was on a virtual scavenger hunt. And as I read through there, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like genius, right? And I'll let you walk through how you guys set that up. But I was like, man, in a time where we have limited showings, limited people, literally you're increasing traffic via online. You're making it into an interactive game with people. And it's keeping people looking at that house and like what you're hired for. That's kind of our fiduciary duty as the listing agent. So bravo, welcome, James Jensen. Tell me a little bit about yourself. How long you been there in Valley City?
Boy, that was quite the intro. Thank you, Larry. I'm born and raised Valley City, North Dakota. I lived in Fargo for about 5 years, but I love Valley City. It's
okay.
Where my heart and family is.
And you own a Remax franchise there. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. Broker owner of lawn. What's the franchise?
Remax Lawn Realty.
Remax Lawn Realty. And you have about 15 to 20 agents that you're helping grow their business, support their real estate future as well, correct?
Yes, I have a partner, Beth Keller. We have two offices, one in Valley City, which is Remax Lawn Realty, and then another office in Jamestown, North Dakota, which is 30 miles west of Valley City, that we have about 11 agents in.
Okay, beautiful. Well, man, thank you so much here. And I want to make sure that we just drop a little bit of knowledge, especially because I think the world is upside down right now. I think real estate agents are upside down right now. Can we start with just talking, like, how did you come up with this whole virtual scavenger hunt, to drive some traffic to your listing at the end of the day?
Right. Yeah, it would have been nice if I realized it was such a good idea at the time.
Yeah.
And blown it up more. But anyway, I've been looking at 360 tours for a couple of years. A couple of years ago, I did a Matterport. And, I paid someone to do a Matterport, and I did it for a couple different listings. And, they just didn't get the fanfare I expected. Like, I thought it was really awesome. They looked sweet, but they just weren't getting the views that I thought they should have. So that always just bugged me, and it lingered in the back of my head. And so every early March, Remax has the big R4 convention in Vegas. It's a big trade show of everything real estate. And I've been looking at these little Ricoh cameras.
Okay.
A couple years. And
just to be clear, that's a 360 camera, correct?
Yeah, it's a 360 camera.
Yep. Okay. And what is, so for agents that haven't used those before, what's the price range on something like that if they're looking to do something?
Yeah. So this one, I got the Theta Z or Theta V. And the reason I got this one is it's also compatible with Zillow, like the 3D tours.
That's a good note there, agents, right? If you're looking for that, what's one of the largest search engines that's out there? Zillow, right? If you buy something that's not compatible with Zillow, good point there.
Well, and it does also help boost your listings.
Okay.
But so with the scavenger hunt,
I'm sorry, real quick. I think I might have cut you off. What was the price range on something like that?
Oh, like this one, I think it was $380, and then the monopod was another $100. So 480 to 500.
Okay. And I do know that you can, like, there's a couple that we're using within our groups and teams. You can get them as low as $99. Like, but again, look at the compatibility, look at, the different features, figure out which one's best for you. We're not here to dictate that at all. So figure out what's best for you. So, okay. So price is out of the way. So continue on with your virtual scavenger hunt.
Okay. Well, yeah, I had a salesperson at the R4 convention showing me it, and I thought it looked pretty slick. So that's what I ended up getting.
Okay.
And it works. I mean, it's handy. It's small. So with the virtual scavenger hunt, even though you make these sweet 360 tours, I just didn't feel like people were looking at them.
Yeah.
And, with the virus, my wife's a teacher. I have 2 small kids, and they were doing scavenger hunts, like just to keep busy. And the kids thought it was fun, and it just kind of was like, oh, that would be kind of cool to mix something in with the 360 tours. And we can't do open houses, but if you can get 300 people through the house that went through it 3 times via 360 tour, it beats the 10 that came to your open house.
Absolutely. That's really interesting. The student becomes the teacher at the end of the day, and it comes full circle, huh?
Yeah.
Very cool. So walk people through. So as I say, this virtual scavenger hunt, how do you set this up? Like in your description, do you line up like, hey, find this, this, and this? Is there a prize at the end of the day? What's that look like?
Yeah. So basically right now we're just doing it on Facebook because I haven't found another platform to host it on. But in the description just says virtual scavenger hunt. And then it says sign up. Find the 10 items below, email info@lawnrealty.com with your answers by 7 p.m. that Sunday, because we roll every Wednesday at 9 a.m. to start. Okay. And then every Tuesday we do, we call it the Tuesday Take. It's just a video on something going on in the community or a new listing or just something.
Yeah.
4 p.m. every Tuesday, the Tuesday Take. That was a little plug for the Tuesday.
in case you guys are not too fast on the uptake. Yeah, that was a shameless plug.
That was a shameless plug, right? Anyway, and then we announce the winner on the Tuesday Take.
Okay.
So it takes at 4 Wednesday mornings at 9 a.m. rolls out with a new virtual scavenger hunt, and then the winner, you just go into a drawing for a $20 Valley Meat gift card. We have a fantastic meat locker in Valley City, and that's
beautiful. And
expanding on that though with the gifts.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, man, I love that. I think that's ultra, like, man, I just think, one, it's really needed right now. So we're fulfilling a need for your clients. And I think that you're offering a better value than probably, like, when I think of Valley City, and this is my own stereotype, right? I don't think of tech capital of the world. And so when I read about you in Inman, I was like, what else is he doing over there? Like, that's super cool. So I want you to applaud you and your team and your agents on their innovativeness of creating something, or your kids. That's who I should be applauding,
My wife. My wife.
Your wife and your kids for giving you the idea that you researched and stole and duplicated at the end of the day. So that's awesome. That is very cool. So is this something that you guys are doing weekly now, like for all of your listings, or are your agents starting to do the same thing as well?
We're working on our systems.
Okay.
I'll put it that. So yes, every Wednesday, 9 a.m. So the other office, Remax Now in Jamestown, they're doing the same thing. And Beth Keller is a rock star. She's my partner, and she's awesome. So we got a good crew. And yeah, we just try. The main thing is just staying consistent with it. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, as I was talking, like, I coach and train some of the top agents across the country. And the thing that stuck out to me is that you had a system, right? Every Tuesday you do this, every Wednesday you do this. and people, you collect all the data up into hint, and then you just duplicate it over and over and over again. We were talking before we got on, agents that are like, oh, I tried an open house, it didn't work. I tried Facebook Live, it didn't work, right? Like, of course it didn't work that one time. You got to build your audience. You got to continue to work through some of the growing pains. Most companies don't work the first time. So,
right.
Well, that's cool, man. I appreciate you sharing that with folks. And so tell me a little bit more, so virtual open house, I think, is a no-brainer for people to start doing with any agent that has some listings and stuff going on. They can buy one of those 360 cameras, make sure it's compatible with all the formats that you're looking for. What are some other, what would be the second biggest tip that you could advise for agents right now in this changing time of real estate?
Man, I would say just go back to that circle of influence you had. Think back to when you started in real estate and those people who really helped you get us started.
Yeah.
Kicked you in the butt, and think about them. Go back to them. Talk to them. I mean, everybody wants to talk to somebody right now, and it's weird for everybody. It's weird for you, Larry. I bet it's weird for me up here. It's like we're just trying to figure this thing out. So everybody's in the same boat, and just
see how we can be. See how we can be of service to people, right? This isn't the time to buy and sell, guys. This is the time to figure out what your community needs, what your tribe needs around you, and how you can support them. We will get through this. We will get through this if we come together faster as a group, as a unity, and rise up. What is it? A rising tide raises all ships. Is that the saying there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that you're absolutely right with that. And I read an interesting quote or a meme the other day that said, I haven't spent this much time on the phone since the 1980s.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking about it. So I've had buddies across the country that from high school, and we've been doing these Zoom parties. And it's like, man, I'm connecting with old friends that I haven't socialized with in years. Yeah. But from all over the country. Just like I'm talking to you, Larry, you're in Arizona?
Actually, I'm in Houston, Texas right now.
Houston, Texas, okay.
Yeah. So, no, you're absolutely right? And there's different ways to communicate. There's video now, there's phone, but reach out to the people that have supported you in real estate, your past client center of influence, and be of resource. So we have 360 virtual scavenger hunts. We have going back to the basics of reaching out to people that know, like, and trust you. What would be your third takeaway for agents that they have to make sure that they're looking at this day and age?
Just utilize this time to look in on you. Make sure you're happy with you and your family. Because maybe your relationships aren't the best.
Yeah.
Work it out. Get happy. I mean, because that really shows. I mean, if you're happy in your life, people see that and they're gravitated towards it. So I feel you got to go to the core first.
Absolutely. No, this is something that Tom Ferry started it. I'm just kind of extending it because I love it so much. This is the time to sharpen the axe, right? Abraham Lincoln had a quote, if you give me 6 hours to cut wood, I'm going to spend 4 hours sharpening the axe, where somebody else might just go and start chopping away right now. But it doesn't make sense, right? If you don't have the tools and resources. So now is the time to grow yourself. If you're not happy, if you've been wanting to work on something, now is the time to build yourself. As you mentioned, relationships with siblings, with kids, with parents, heal those. Make sure that those are good. Make sure you're in the relationships that you want. I think there's going to be a weird understanding. I think there's going to be a rash of COVID-19 babies 9 months from now. Yeah. I also think there could be a rash of COVID-19 divorces where people are like, man, I really don't like this person that I'm with, and we're going in different directions. And that's not good or bad. But the more that we know what we're looking for and that we're growing, the better that we can be. And hopefully people can take this time to work that out, as you said, with their partner, with their kids, or whoever they're, may not have a full relationship with at the end of the day.
Right.
So let me ask you, what are you doing yourself personally to work on yourself to be happy?
I'm hanging out with my family more.
Okay. Yeah, we haven't had that. We talked about that as well, right? Like people's biggest complaint is, I don't have any time. Well,
right. I'm not coming to the office as much, and I'm there with my family. So that's my thing. I just need to hang out with them a little more.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, man, James, I greatly appreciate you taking the time out of your day, kind of sharing some knowledge on what you're doing to add value to your community, your agents, and, hopefully adding some value to agents across the globe at this point on how they can kind of duplicate those. And again, we can kind of rise up this together. If somebody had more questions, wanted to reach out to you, are you opposed to that at all?
No, call me anytime. I love this stuff. So, you can call me on my cell phone, 701-730-0104, or you can email me, james@lawnrealty.com. I'm available. Look me up. We're on Facebook, Remax Lawn Realty. I guess I don't have a personal Facebook page. That's a whole nother story.
Yeah, that's a whole story that we got into. Like that's a different video segment altogether.
Right. Yeah. No. Remax Lawn Realty. So that's the site.
Okay, that sounds good. And I will be posting this out on a couple of different channels and stuff as well. I'll have all of James' contact information. If you want James' contact information, you can DM me personally, and I will get that over to you at the end of the day. But man, thank you so much for just kind of sharing some of your knowledge, your experience. For others that may not have been in the business or maybe struggling right now that just kind of need that jump start. So thank you so much for your time. For anybody, I've seen the viewers and stuff ebb and flow and stuff. Thank you guys for all of you guys that tuned in. Take something from this, add it into your life, right? Like, don't just sit there and be like, oh, that was a good idea, and don't do anything with it. Take some action on it, implement it. If you have questions, reach out to James or myself, and we will talk to you soon.
Thank you, Larry.
Absolutely. Have a great day, sir.
Yeah, you too.